quick trade recap. I took two trades today, one loss and one break even. So let's get into them right quick. So going into today, I was bearish. Now, why am I bearish going into the day? So if you look at like the 4 hour, as you can see, we're very obviously bearish here. We are holding bearish key levels on the bigger time frame. We are selling off from them. We're holding this 4 hour here. At market open, I recognize that NQ is holding this 4 hour bearish. We're just continuing to sell off, which tells me that the next form of sell side liquidity is more than likely to be the draw, which I see as this low. At market open, we immediately get. Okay, let me just hang on, backtrack just a little bit. So I'm wanting to see this low be the draw, basically, and I see we're rejecting the 4 hour, and then we sell off here. We sell through all of these bullish imbalances here. A little bit of chop, internal sweep of buy side here, more displacement lower. When we get that second move lower, we get this 15-minute change in the state of delivery, as well as this 15-minute bearish for value gap open up. And at market open, I see that we're starting to trade higher into this 15-minute bearish imbalance and also into OTE of this price leg. And basically, we end up getting like an inverse like immediately. So right when the market opens, we get this 30-second IFVG right here. As you can see, this is literally the market open candle on the 30-second, and I immediately go short here. Now, it might seem like an early entry and like whatever, but this is exactly what I wanted to see. Like, there's nothing else here. There's nothing else that I was waiting for. Like, as soon as I see that we're rejecting the 15-minute, which is a key level, there's no need, like, we're rejecting this 15-minute at market open. There's no need to come up to this high because this high already swept this high. So in a bear model, this is a protected high. We've already run through these bullish for value gaps. We're rejecting the 4 hour. It's looking to me like this is the draw on liquidity and obviously the internal low, which is this. So I end up going short right here, and I have my stop at the high. Now this trade ends up getting stopped out for a loss. The market immediately comes up and stops me out. Internal manipulation. So the internal high that gets put in is swept out, as you can see right here. So internal manipulation, internal high gets swept, and then I'm like, okay, like maybe the market wants to, like trade higher or chop around. Like I don't really know at this point, but what happens is we immediately end up selling off again. We get this 30-second change in the state of delivery, and this is where I take my second short right here on this candle closure. I've got my stop at the high, and I'm looking for this low here. Now, this trade ends up getting break even stopped. In hindsight, I mean, maybe I could have just taken my full position off at this low, and it would have ended up being a pretty nice win. But I mean, kind of this is because I mean, honestly, this is like 80 points you're catching right here. Yeah, this is like 79 points. So this is not at all a bad trade, just entering short here and taking full position off. But personally, I just really wanted to see a move here. Now, I still think that we'll get this move today, but I mean, as you can see here, we're just completely jacking around right now. Like the market's doing absolutely nothing. So, I mean, it'll probably just be some random move later on in the day that ends up giving us that move lower, or we'll just end up generating sell side for a future move lower in there, like next week or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, that was kind of today's trades. Like I said, my first short was on this 30-second inverse, which gets stopped because my stop was at the high, and then as soon as we just come up, resweep the high, changing the state, I enter short again and move my stop to break even at this internal low. Once again, maybe I could have taken like a little bit bigger position sizing and just taking it off. I think in the future I think that's the wiser thing to do is just take the low hanging fruit, take what's very obvious, which is this low. I mean, yeah, definitely looking at the 15-minute. Obviously, we can and we likely will go to this low because we're rejecting this, and this is overall just a bearish model here, and order flow is extremely bearish. But I mean, I think it never hurts just securing profits, and I mean, it's just I don't know. Like I feel like I shouldn't be having a losing day when I caught over 100 points. Like I don't think that I should have a losing day when I caught over 100 points. That just really doesn't make sense to me. So that's kind of why I'm like thinking, like I'm trying to figure out like what I should have done differently. And I think what I should have done differently today is because I was taking this very small sizing. Just that's kind of how I've been trading lately. It's because I was just securing the last few winning days for my payout. But I actually ended up taking it yesterday, so I don't even need to size small anymore. So I think what I need to do in the future is just take like larger position sizing essentially, and look to take at least scale profits at the internal low and then trail my stop and leave runners to the external low. Because once again, it's just I should not be catching 100 points and having a losing day. That just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that was today's trade. Two, like I said, two trades, one short or both were shorts. There was one loss and one break even. And I mean, overall, I still think we're okay. We're starting to explode to the upside, but I mean, overall, this is still a bearish model. Even if the market, because like look at this here, this is bearish when we're looking at it from the bigger picture. So even if the market wants to come up and sweep this internal high, I'm still bearish because like if the market wants to come sweep this and maybe revisit this imbalance, I mean, look at the 4 hour. It's extremely obvious that we're selling off. And like I said, at market open, when I see the 15-minute has already run through these bullish imbalances here, we got a little bit of chop here, internal sweep here, displacement, changing the state, inverse or bearish fair value gap opens up on the 15-minute. Then it's at that point that this is where that 15-minute imbalance was. And then when we immediately get that inversion and then the 30-second, it's very obvious to me that we're at least going to the next form of sell side, which was this low. Now, I wanted to see this low get taken, didn't end up happening. I'm like 95% sure ES didn't take it either. Yeah, because I was watching ES to make sure we didn't put it in an SMT. So neither asset ends up taking it. It looks like we're now heading towards this internal high. But overall, I still think this is a bearish model. It probably won't get complete today, but maybe, who knows, we'll see. But yeah, that was today's trades, and I'll see y'all in the next recap.